So what is this video gonna be about? Oh no, I can't do that. I done did that before. Come on, Big TK Gaming, man. Think, man. Come on, get those creative juices flowing. I have it. Hyperkin, bless me with the holy trinity that is the Retron 3 HD. Let's get into the video, shall we?
Save you, you better be watching Big TK Gaming.
That's right. You better watch it. So like, subscribe, and comment. What's up, YouTube? How the hell are you?
Richie!
How the hell are you? 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 What's up, YouTube? How the hell are you? It's your boy Big TK Gaming. I'm back with another video. So this video is about the Retron 3 HD. So Hyperkin is one of those companies that has made various different clone consoles throughout the years, and me myself personally, I never really had a reason to just go out and get one, but I caught this bad boy for a reasonable price. That's the only reason why I got it, because me myself personally, I still have a Nintendo, a Super Nintendo, and a Sega Genesis, so there's no reason, you know, to get the fake when you got the real thing, you know what I'm saying? So, but I feel like, you know, consoles like the Retron 3 HD or the Retron 5 or any of those consoles, I feel like they're great for the most casual consumer, because if you are not a gamer, but you remember the games from your childhood and you just want to take a trip down, you know, nostalgia lane and play all those old school games that you played as a kid, this probably is the best way to go, because tracking down a Super Nintendo or Sega Genesis or original Nintendo can be quite expensive and quite the headache. So I mean, this is like $89.99, so you get all three consoles in one. And the cool thing about this is it's not an emulation system. It's not dumping the ROMs like the Retron 5 does. This one particularly is just, it upscales it to 720p and it plays the cart. So your old Super Mario World cart that you might left at over Nana's house in her attic, go ahead and get that bad boy. Buy you one of these and you can plug that sucker in and get the playing. So I think that's pretty cool. They call it their perfect pen technology. So we're going to see how perfect their technology is. So we're going to unbox this bad boy and get into a little gameplay. So let's not prolong this video. Let's go ahead and unbox this bad boy, y'all. All right, so this is basically the box. This is the Retron 3 HD. It says 3-in-1 retro gaming console, and it actually gives you a list of the consoles that are in the actual system. So you get the NES, which is your Famicom, your Super NES, which is your Super Famicom, your Sega Genesis, Mega Drive. So this actually will play PAL region games, which is pretty dope, because I do not own a Famicom, and there's games like Clock Tower and other type of games that wasn't released in the US that I would love to play. So as you can see right here, it lets you know it has HD audio. It upscales to 720. Also, the aspect ratio is 16:9, 4:3, which a lot of people are actually going to be excited about that. I'm not really a ratio guy. I just want to play my games, man. If I want to play how they is, I'll, you know, put them on a Tube TV or a CRT TV. It comes with the premium controller. I believe it's called the Scout, and the Squire controllers that come with it. Of course, it's like the Sega Genesis and the Super Nintendo controller. Like I said, it has the PAL switch, so you can switch it between, you know, your North American region and your PAL region. Comes with a 6-foot micro cable, and I'm guessing that's just to charge the system. So let's go ahead and look on the back, see what's on the back of the box. As you can see, it says the Retron 3 HD is compatible with NTSC, PAL NES, Super Nintendo, Super Famicom, Genesis, Sega Mega Drive cartridges, and plays them in a stunning 720. Is 720 really stunning? Anyway, this includes a Scout and Squire premium classic style controller, a 3-foot HD cable, 6-foot microcharge cable. Its controller ports support 2 compatible controllers for each console. Change between 4:3 and 16:9 aspect ratio via the Retron 3 HD's aspect ratio switch. HD. So that's only for the HDMI cable only. So also it comes with AV cable. So, but yep, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. You really know what you're getting yourself into when you buy one of these things. You just want to play your old school games and you know, mostly on your modern TV. So let's go ahead and unbox it. We'll look around the box a little bit. You can see it has a Hyperkin logo. Nothing, you know, flashy. And Hyperkin is known for having these little indents at the top of their box with their logo. But other than that, that's it. So let's go ahead and open this bad boy up. So let's see what we got in the box. Oh, it's actually a little healthier. It's a little heavier than I thought it would be. And as you can see, I got the kind of black, gray, smoke gray, transparent one with the red accents. So I'm guessing this is your Super Nintendo, this is your Sega, and this is your
NES.
See, not that bad looking. I thought it was going to be kind of cheap looking, but it's a well-built console. Now, could it look a little bit more premium? Yeah, it could. But I mean, as in the shell doesn't feel kind of like cheap. Doesn't feel like that cheap plastic. You have your power button, and actually press in. You have your reset button. Now you can actually switch it between the NES. You can do the Sega Genesis, and you can do the Super Nintendo. You have your Super Nintendo ports. See, actually says for NES, Super NES. And then on the side, you have your Sega Genesis pins for your Sega Genesis controller. And let's see, on the other side, you have your NES ports for your NES controller. So the thing actually has a nice little weight to it. I'm surprised about how, you know, the quality of it. We're going to go ahead and turn to the back. And up to the back, you see you have your AV jacks. Also, you have your micro USB where you will use to, sorry about that. Let's go ahead and get this thing. There we go, get the focus. Your micro USB where you actually use to power the actual system on. Then you have your HDMI if you want to hook it up to your modern TV. So we have this switch right here, which is the, what kind of switch is that? I'm not sure which switch that is, but it's like a channel switch or something. But on the bottom, you also have your regional switches where you can switch each console to different regions, where you have your SNES that can switch to the PAL so you can play your Famicom games or your Super Famicom games. And then you have the same thing for the Sega Genesis from the different regions for Japan, you know, Europe, and you also have the same thing with the NES. So that's a pretty cool addition. So if you, this is probably good for me because I want to collect, like I said before, a lot of the games that we didn't get in the US. So this would be a great reason or a great purpose to collect those games. I can play it on this system opposed to getting an actual, you know, game console that came out in that region. So let's see what else we get in the box. Of course, we get your paperwork. Nah, don't care about that. Let's see what else we got going on. So what's in here? So I guess this is the box that comes in, I mean, with the cables and your connectors come into. So let's go ahead and open that up. So here's your standard micro USB. Your HDMI. This is a short ass HDMI cable. What the hell? But they give you this long ass micro USB cable. So yeah, that makes a lot of sense. You got your, I'm guessing this is the power brick for the micro USB to power up the system. Also, you have your AV cable. So like I said before, if you want to hook it up to like an old school or your old school TV, you can do that. So, and right here, you have your controller, your Sega. This actually doesn't feel bad. Let me take that out there. Plastic. It feels pretty good. This is for your Sega Genesis. It's called the Squire Premium Controller. So it's cool that this thing comes bundled with controllers. Unfortunately, it didn't come with an NES controller, which is fine. I got a lot of NES controllers, but that's something to keep in mind. You know, you might have to go out and buy your NES controller, but this feels very good. It has the resin bumper, so you can get a nice little grip on it for the Sega Genesis video games. As well, let's go ahead and take this one out. So this was like the Super Nintendo, and you got your left, right bumper buttons. You got your X, Y, A, B, and it feels good. It's a nice looking controller. I kind of like the see-through transparent look to it with the red accent buttons and the gray buttons. You have the concave buttons for the X and Y, and it feels pretty good. I actually might play with this controller opposing to using a regular SNES controller. So yeah, that's all it gets in the box. So let's hook this bad boy up. We're gonna hook it up to a HD TV first, and I'm gonna show you guys how it looks and some gameplay on it. I'm not sure why, but Donkey Kong Country will not play on this thing. I've tried, cleaning it and blowing it out, and it still will not play. I played it on my original Super Nintendo, so I don't know why it won't play on this thing. Maybe it just cannot play it on this particular system. So let me know in the comments below if you ran into this issue. This controller feels pretty good though, man. It's very responsive. Feels great in the hand. The little grips they put on the back of the controller feels really good. So we're gonna go ahead and try something else. We'll try the Sega Genesis. So it seems to be running pretty good. I don't see any type of flaws in the gameplay. The colors look crisp, look clean. The 720 ratio or resolution looks pretty good. So it seems to be running the Sega Genesis parts pretty good. Like I said, this is not an emulation system. It's not dumping the ROMs like the Retron 5. This is actually playing the actual cartridges, like an original Sega Genesis or original Super Nintendo or original Famicom or NES. But yeah, it's pretty good. I'm loving how this controller feels. That's one thing I can say. Hyperkin did pretty good when it comes to these controllers. They feel very comfortable. They feel great in the hand. I dare say it, they feel almost just as good as the original, if not better. So I really love the way the controllers feel. So, but yeah, let's go ahead and get into a NES and see how the NES plays cartridges. I am getting my ass kicked on this game. This game is still one of the hardest NES games that you could ever play, but I love it to death. But from what I can see, the saturation, the colors look good. Anything doesn't look washed out. I don't see any screen tearing. The sound sounds pretty good, how I can remember it. And I play this game quite frequently. It's one of my favorite NES games. The controller unfortunately, it didn't come with the NES controller. Came with the Sega Genesis controller, came with the Super Nintendo controller, but it did not come with the NES controller. And I feel like for the amount of money you're paying, yes, you're getting 3 consoles in one, but I feel like it should come with that particular controller. And for some reason, I do not know why I did not play my Donkey Kong Country part, but that's kind of negative to me. But for the casual consumer, I just feel like this might be a perfect console for it. So let me go ahead and just, give you my overall thoughts on it. So the ultimate question is, should you invest in the Retron 3 HD? It's going to be a no for me. Unless you are a person looking to get back and playing the old school games and you do not own these consoles, if you don't own a Super Nintendo or Nintendo or a Sega Genesis, then yes, I would advise you go ahead and invest in getting one. And you can play all the old school games you want on your modern TV. But for somebody like me that has those consoles and has carts, I do not recommend getting this thing. It seems that it doesn't play all the games or all carts, and if it does, it doesn't play them that well. So unfortunately, it's a hard no for me. It's your boy Big TK Gaming. I'm out.